Now, dividend is money that is paid by companies out of the profits which they made to shareholders, right? I mean, there are people that when investing into the stock market, they want these dividends, meaning that they invest more onto value stock than growth stocks. You know that most of the growth stocks do not pay out dividends. No, most of them don't pay that. Even those that pay, it's illegal, because the fact that they are growth stocks, they need money to grow or to continue growing the company. Whereas for value stocks, they know they've done the most. There's not much growth expected, which is why they will then pay out dividends. So yeah, man, we have got some of the companies that pay out dividends. So growth stocks usually don't pay dividends. If they do, it's not much. But value stocks like your Coca-Cola, like your ShopRite, like your Harmony Gold, like all these other value stocks that you find in the stock exchange, most of them, if they are profitable and doing well, they'll give you, of course, some good dividends. Personally, companies that I own that pays out dividends is ShopRite and Sun International. These are the two companies that I have on my ZAR portfolio, which pays dividends, I think, twice a year, which is always good to get these dividends, because dividends is like free money. They are just appreciating you for owning their shares, which is something that is great, something that is amazing. Now, with that thought, there are companies that if you invest into them, you'll be getting, or they'll be paying you dividend on a monthly basis. Every month, these companies will give you dividends or a bit of the profits which they made. And some of these companies, I know some of you might have already heard about it, but today I give you 5 companies which, kudos to Easy Equities, they just shared this wonderful, of course, article about these companies, and as seen on the screen, these companies that pays out dividends every month are AGNC Investments, STAG Industrial, Realty Income, EPR Properties, Agri Realty, which all these, if you are to invest into these companies each and every month, they will be giving you some good dividends, or they'll be giving you some dividends, something, right? But how much are these companies paying in terms of dividends, right? I mean, out of these 5 companies that I mentioned, apparently AGNC Investments pays out or has a dividend yield of 15%. Now, what is a dividend yield? You will notice that when you go to Google, type a stock which is listed in the stock exchange, being it JSE or New York Stock Exchange, you will realize that right down that just below the graph, there is a mini table there that you can scroll, and it tells you the market cap or how the markets value that company, and it tells you the PE ratio, and it also shows you the dividend yield in percentage. Now, what is a dividend yield? A dividend yield is a percentage that the company pays their dividend in relation to the stock price. So let's say a company has got a dividend yield of 10% and the share price of that company is 100 rands per share, right? So if they have a dividend yield of 10%, it means that the total dividends that that company pays per year, it is going to be 10 rand, because that 10 rand is the 10% dividend yield relating to the stock price. But you are not going to get, obviously, that 10 rands per share. You might get 8 rands, 7 rands, depending, because they still need to, that's a gross dividend yield, right? But net, it might come to 8%, 9%, and it is still very good, right? But the total dividend yield, annual dividend yield, will still be 10%. Now, like I said beginning of this video, the reason why companies pay out dividend is that obviously they don't see much growth anymore in the future. So to keep investors from not selling their companies, to keep investors from continuing investing into that company, they issue this thing called dividend, which is something that is great, something that is amazing. And for the investors, it is important that you know the dividend yield that the company that you are investing in it is relative to the stock price. Because like I said, there are people that are investing specifically for dividends. There are people that are investing for both growth and dividends, which is very important that if you're investing for dividends, you track and check this dividend yield. Now, AGNC, like I said, it has a a dividend yield of 15.7%, and share price wise it's trading at what, $9.25. And this $9.25, if we are to multiply by 15.57%, you get like what, $1.44. This is how much this company pays in terms of total dividends annually relative to the stock price. Stock price is trading at just over $9. Dividends or total dividends that you will get if you are to invest into this company per share, it's $1.44, which is great, which is amazing. Now, market cap for this company, it's valued at $8.9 billion, PE ratio 6.21, which obviously it's quite low, but anyways, one would have to continue digging further why the PE ratio is this low. Now, the second company called STAG Industrial has got a market cap of $6.27 billion, trading at $33 at market close yesterday, and has got a dividend yield of 4.3%. So that first one, it had a dividend yield of 15.7. This one has got a dividend yield of 4.38%. So 4.38% on a share price of $33 or over $33, it gives you $1.44. So per share for the full year. So if you are to divide this by 12, it means that for every share you own of this company, every month you'll be getting like what? A gross dividend payout of 12 cents. This is what you'll be getting each and every month. Same goes to the first one. If you divide that annual dividend per share, you'll be getting like 12 cents per share. But the more you own, the more shares you own of these companies, the more you will get paid on a monthly basis, which is something that is pretty exciting. So if you have like maybe 20 shares of this company, you are going to be paid $2.41, right, of dividends. And this is gross. Net, it might be $2.20 or whatever, but this is how much you will be paid by this company. Now let me not waste any more of your time. Now let's go to the next one, Realty Income. I think this company, a lot of people know about this company by now, especially those that have been investing on the stock market. They know that Realty Income pays dividends on a monthly basis. But with Realty Income, they have a dividend yield. They trade at $52.73 and have a dividend yield of 6%. So let's check. $52 multiplied by 6%, right? We are looking at $3.12. This is the gross dividend that they pay out to investors, meaning that per share that you own, you'll be getting around here, you'll be getting around $3.12 per dividend. If you have 20 shares, you'll be getting $62. Wow. So if you have 20 shares of Realty Income, you'll be getting $62. This is good, man, and I think we need to brace ourselves for, I think like I said, there are some people that are investing onto the stock market or are investing onto these companies because of the total number of dividends which they paid, which is great, which is amazing. Now, EPR Properties, the next one, it has got yesterday when the market closed, it was trading at $44.21, and it has a market cap of $3.34 billion, and it has got a dividend yield of 7.74%, which is great, which is massive. And man, it just makes me want to obviously load the boat, right? I mean, when I got to see this, I was very excited. I was very, very interested into some of these companies. Man, I did not know, honestly, that some of the dividend yield, because me, I'm focused on growth. I invest more onto growth stocks. And I think this year, I will add some of these companies to my portfolio just for the sake of dividends payout, just for the sake of the fact that they pay out some good dividends, which is great, which is amazing. And I'm definitely, almost definitely going to do that. I mean, $64. I mean, $3 per stock, $2 per stock. You and me can agree that this is just free money, man. And you can't use this money to buy other equities. So this year, I think I'm going to diverse my portfolio even further by having some good dividend stocks locally and internationally to have in my portfolio. Now, the last company is Agree Realty Corporation. trading at $69.91 as of yesterday when the market closed, having a market cap of $7.61 billion with a dividend yield of 4.32%. Again, these are great companies. This is good to know that companies, I mean, if you have to check like $70 by 7.32, let's just check 70 by 4.32, right? 4.32%. You're looking at a dividend per month of $3, which again, this is great. This is amazing. And boy, I must say, it just makes me to want to load the boat, to want to add some of these companies to my portfolio. I wish I could have done it earlier, but me, all along, I've been a growth person, and I have made some good monies of that, because with the growth stocks, these growth stocks, sometimes for them to double, to grow by 100%, it's quite easier than value stocks, right? So I am happy about this. And one thing you will notice is that all the companies that I was telling you about, they are all US stocks, right? There is no South African stock that pays out dividend annually. I'm not sure. I think there might be some that pays out quarterly, but I'm quite certain, because I own two stocks, ShopRite and Sun International, that pays out dividends twice a year. Quarterly, I'm not sure, but I'm sure they are there. But monthly, there is no South African company that pays out dividend monthly. If there is, please let me know, then we'll have a look at that company. But from what I know, there is no company in South Africa that is paying dividend monthly. If there was one, EasyEquity was going to also put that company on this list, but it's not there. It means that if you want to be paid monthly, you need to be investing into the New York Stock Exchange, or you need to be investing into the New York Stock Exchange. So tell me what you think about this, man. I think this is good news. This is great. Like I said, dividends is free money. They're just giving you money for the fact that you own their shares. If you like this content, you enjoyed this content, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, so that I can continue giving you content like this. That's all from me, man, and God bless you all.